Hi guys, today I'm thinking about the top 10 cheapest cities in Turkey. Turkey has a cost of living which is relatively low when compared to the rest of the countries in the world, and also when compared to the rest of the countries in Europe. It is heavily influenced in terms of cost of living by the European Union to its west and the Middle East to the east, which means it has a huge range of cost of living and with a huge population of 85 million people, with over 30 cities of over half a million inhabitants. Later on in the video, I will be revealing the city with the lowest cost of living in Turkey. So if you are planning to travel to Turkey or are thinking of relocating there, stick around. The cost of living may surprise you. The costs shown are for a single person per month. The first location on our list, at number 10, being the most expensive, is Istanbul. The cost of living in Istanbul is 1305 in dollars per month for a single person, which is 966 in pound or 1116 in euros. Next at number 9 is Bodrum with a cost of living of 937 in dollars per month, which is 693 in pound and 801 in euro. At number 8 is Bursa with 894 in dollars, 662 in pound and 764 in euro. At number 7 is Samsun with 786 in dollars, 582 in pound and 672 in euro. At number 6 is Adana with 761 in dollars, 563 in pound and 651 in euro. At number 5 is Konya with 734 in dollars, 543 in pound and 628 in euro. Then at number 4 is Kayseri with 702 in dollars and 600 in euro. In at number 3 is Urfa with 625 in dollars, 463 in pound and 534 in euro. At number 2 is Gaziantep with 571 in dollars, 423 in pound and 488 in euro. And topping our list of the top 10 cheapest cities in Turkey, at number 1 is Osmaniye with a cost of living of only $344 per month, which is £255 per month, which is only €294 per month. So that completes our list of the top 10 cheapest places in Turkey. So just on the spreadsheet here, so Osmaniye is the cheapest place in Turkey with 344 in dollars, 255 in pound and 294 in euro. But this is only 14.1% of the cost of living of the UK. Erzurum has the cheapest food in Turkey with 154 in dollars, 114 in pound and 132 in euro. And Osmaniye also has the cheapest rent and utilities in Turkey with $78, which is only 58 in pound and 67 in euro. So the cities' populations are highlighted in yellow, which are the cities that have more than 1 million people, of which there are 15 on the list out of 100 cities. So for the quality of life score, there are 4 cities that are tied with the lowest score, which is 44 out of 100. So we have Mardin, Virinçay, Çorum, and Kastamonu. So Kastamonu has a cost of living of $766, which is 74 out of 100, but only has a quality of life score of 44. So when we come to the other end of the table with the highest cost of living, we have Istanbul, which has a cost of living of 1305 in dollars per month, which is 966 in pound or 1116 in euro. And this is still only 53.7% of the cost of living of the UK. And the food bill in Istanbul per month is 350 in dollars, 259 in pound or 299 in euro. And Istanbul has the most expensive rent and utilities in Turkey, with 689 in dollars, 510 in pound and 589 in euro. Istanbul also has the highest quality of life score in Turkey, with a score of 78 out of 100. So the outcome is that Osmaniye is the cheapest city in Turkey, with a cost of living that is only 14.7% of the cost of living of the UK. Osmaniye also has the cheapest rent and utilities. Erzurum has the cheapest food in Turkey. And there are 4 places tied for the lowest quality of life score, with 44 out of 100, which are Mardin, Virinçay, Çorum, and Kastamonu. Istanbul has the most expensive cost of living in Turkey, but is still only 53.7% of the cost of living of the UK. Istanbul also has the most expensive food and rent and utilities in Turkey. Istanbul has the highest quality of life score with 78 out of 100. Turkey is a bustling, vibrant country with a huge population and many great cities, with 15 cities over 1 million people, which is massive when compared to the UK, which only has 2. It also has relatively very good weather, beautiful beaches, and vast territory. The country is a bridge between cultures, religions, and continents, and has an extremely interesting history and a wealth of historical sites. The cost of living in Turkey covers a huge range, with the most expensive city being 3.7 times the cost of the least expensive. From the tourist centre of Istanbul, with a population of some 15.7 million people, all the way down to Osmaniye, with a population of only 252,000. So if you are looking for an adventure with a massive selection of variation of cost of living within Europe, look no further than Turkey. Okay guys, that was the top 10 cheapest cities in Turkey. I'll see you on the next one.